And we are live streaming.
Okay. Major allergies this last week. Hopefully, I'm not too nasally.
Just a tad, just a tad.
I actually woke up at 2 a.m. and thought about your trip report, and I thought, should I go eat some mushrooms right now to try to clear out my sinuses? I have
Wow,
used psilocybin for sinus infection and found it to be very helpful.
interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do. I pretty much do the neti pot almost every day. I
Oh
like
yeah.
that a lot.
Hmm.
Clean that stuff out.
Hmm.
Morning, Trip, Mary, James.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm also a fan of the neti pot, so
Ah, right on.
Maybe if you make some mushroom tea in the neti pot and then double down.
Leon, Matthew, Nancy.
Hello.
Hey there. Welcome. Daniel.
Good
Hey,
morning,
Matthew.
sir.
Morning, Nancy. Feels different seeing you virtually, Leon, after our time in ceremony together.
Yeah, I've got something different going on here. I thought this would be appropriate after coming out of Kentucky. It kind of feels good.
I like it.
There's
Yeah.
a picture I took, and I put it on Panorama. We had a rainbow one time in our backyard. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah, we're starting to mentally gear up for our May ceremony here. That's just a couple weeks, 3 weeks away.
Yeah, it's just around the corner.
Hmm. Season moves fast. I feel like I'm racing you, Stephen, to let people in.
I'll turn it over to you.
Cool. So,
Morning, Scott, Sandy, Matthew.
oh, Terry's back with us.
Oh, nice.
Morning, everybody.
Morning. Terry, wow, it's so nice to see you and your background in normal. The world feels in place again. Jason. Oh, we got Marvin coming in. All right. Steve, good morning to you. We got Atlanta in Kentucky. Good morning, Atlanta. Good morning, Sandy. Rex. Brian, I just realized I didn't respond to your message, but I got you, buddy. Don't worry.
All right, it is 10 o'clock. We will get started. If you are joining us on YouTube, join the conversation in the live chat and tell us where you're watching from today. If you'd like to participate in the full service discussion, you can join us live on Zoom using the Sunday service link at Psanctuary.org. Welcome and thank you for joining our Sanctuary community and celebration. Our Sunday services are a devoted space for authentic connection, spiritual growth, and co-created exploration. My name is Stephen, and I'll be guiding today's service. We're especially glad to have those joining us for the first time, whether you're here live with us on Zoom or joining through our YouTube live stream. Your presence adds to the joy of this gathering. If you're watching on YouTube, we invite you to join the conversation in the live chat and tell us where you're watching from today. For those joining us on Zoom, feel free to turn on your video if you'd like, so we can see one another as we share this time together. Sanctuary Church is a faith-based organization. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from both the prehistoric use by our ancestors and the personal experiences of our modern members. Sacred mushrooms are among the greatest sacraments nature offers, raising our awareness so that we may access a direct connection to the source of life. It is our belief that the consumption of sacred mushrooms is a form of communion that brings us closer to what many know as God, Source, the All, and many other names. We understand this divine source as pure consciousness, the essence that permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our vision and mission at Sanctuary is to live in a world with supportive and joyful communities, empowered to discover our own divinity with sacred mushrooms and with each other. We bring people together for connection to divine revelation through communion with sacred mushrooms. Each Sunday, we begin with news and updates from our Sanctuary community, followed by a short guided meditation and a moment of gratitude for our sacrament and all who commune with it. We'll then read from 2 sacred texts, taking time for personal reflection, and move into a facilitated community discussion. For those joining us live on Zoom, that discussion is a chance to share insights, ask questions, and explore the readings together in a thoughtful and growth-oriented space. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to participate in that conversation, you're warmly invited to join us inside Zoom. You can find the Sunday Service Zoom link at Sanctuary.org on the Sunday Services page. Please take a moment now to find a comfortable space where you can settle in and be present as we begin our service. Just as the mycelium network carries messages and nourishment through unseen pathways beneath the forest floor, our announcements remind us of the ways we stay connected through gatherings, shared offerings, and the care we extend to one another. Before we move into meditation, we'd love to share a few of the threads that we are weaving our community closer together. Registration is open for our May Deep Dive ceremony in Kentucky, May 29th through the 31st. If you're new here, deep dives are for our Level 1 graduates with space held by Level 2 graduate volunteers. If that's you and you're feeling the pull, registration closes May 20th. Head to the member portal in Mighty Networks to claim your spot. And if you're not yet a graduate but you want in, training program registration is also open now. Start this round and you can be ready in time for our next deep dive in August. You can find all upcoming events in the public and members only calendars by joining our Mighty Networks community through Psanctuary.org. Let's turn inward, grounding ourselves in breath and presence as we enter our meditation together. I now invite Eric to lead us in a short meditation.
Thank you, Stephen. Good morning, everyone. Yes, so let's all take a minute just to settle into ourselves here. This is a time maybe you might feel more comfortable turning your camera off just so you're not being self-conscious. I really want you to be able to go into this meditation, this space as much as you can without awareness or concern about the outside world. And if it feels right to close your eyes, do so, or just gently gaze off into space. And bring your attention to your breath, in and out through your nose. Find your posture adjusting, perhaps straighten your spine just a little bit, allowing your head to just rest on your neck and shoulders. Aware of this body, amazing body that you have that holds this light of your awareness. This energy that, though described through many cultures, many perspectives, can't really be defined. Become aware that you're not just some meat sack, as it's often said, that you are a magnificent, perfect creation, that all time has led to this moment right now for you to be aware of yourself within yourself. And steady breath in and out, bringing our awareness up into the top of our head, just the very top of our skull, to that place where when you were just an infant was still soft and still open. To that place that still receives light, energy, chi. It goes by many names, and yet, like our Creator, is nameless. And as you sit with this place in your being, becoming aware that you are receiving, countless traditions have taught the same. You are an antenna for consciousness, a unique, specific, evolving beautiful consciousness. I would like to invite us all to become aware that as this consciousness fills our being, as we wake every day, renewed, moving through this world, encountering others like ourselves, becoming aware of the unique gift that you are, that the source, the creator, the one that can never be named, in its infinite wisdom, has placed you here. And perhaps there have been moments where you've had great clarity and understood with great precision why you were here. Perhaps you've understood there are many reasons. Perhaps you feel there's only one. And perhaps you haven't even found it yet. All of it is perfect just like it is. Perhaps your purpose is to find that purpose, the unique light that you bring into this world. I invite us all now to open just a little wider. Allow that light to flow in just a little more. Perhaps you feel your heart expand. Every moment is full of potential. The light that we share in this world gives others permission to share theirs. The knowing of ourselves helps others know themselves as well. Loving the unique expression of the infinite creation that each of us is, allows and permits others in our presence to love themselves. It is so important that we love ourselves. We acknowledge this unique, perfect individual reflection of our Creator. And by doing this, we improve upon perfection. By doing this, become closer to who we were meant to be in this earth, in this lifetime. Leading others by our example. Of radical self-love. And as we begin to just consider coming back together, and let us reflect that in loving ourselves, we love our Creator, we love each other, and perhaps that is the only thing we're here to do. I would invite you to just take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude again for this vessel that receives this light of creation, this light of awareness. Gives us the potential to bring heaven to earth. For heaven is only within each one of you, each one of us. I invite you to just wiggle your toes and your fingers and coming back into more greater awareness of your body before opening your eyes, just being aware that there is a physical world around you, that you're seated in a chair, surrounded by walls or under the bright sun, wherever you may be. And as you slowly, I begin to open your eyes by looking at the floor, looking at your legs, looking in your hands, looking around the room and orienting yourself in this spirit, in this body. And slowly taking your time to come back to the screen only when you're ready. There's no reason to hurry. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric, for guiding us so beautifully. While we remain in this mindful centered space, I invite us all to take a few moments to send loving intention to our sacrament and to all who cultivate or commune with these sacred mushrooms. Without these gifts of our Creator and the communion of our members, this community would not exist. The awareness brought forth by our sacrament is not limited to the moments when we consume the mushroom. It extends into every aspect of our lives, spreading like the mycelium throughout our world. Through intention and attention, we call forth the power of the mushroom and the community we have formed around it. Let us use our ever-expanding awareness to bring greater peace through connection to our world. May we radiate gratitude from our hearts to our Creator, our community, and those who nurture and grow our sacrament. In cultivating and consuming this sacrament, we become aware of the oneness of life, the knowing that we live in all things and that all things live in us. May we carry this understanding into all our relationships and allow it to guide us in our journey as members of the human family. Thank you, everyone. For more than 2,500 years, the Tao Te Ching has offered guidance and insight into the paradox of existence. Because this paradox is so often encountered when communing with our sacrament, we turn to this short book as our primary sacred text. We invite all who feel called to study it further as you explore the mysteries of life. Tao Te Ching, Chapter 17. The best leaders are those the people hardly know exist. The next best is a leader who is loved and praised. Next comes the one who is feared. The worst one is the leader that is despised. If you don't trust the people, they will become untrustworthy. The best leaders value their words and use them sparingly. When she has accomplished her task, the people say, "Amazing, we did it, all by ourselves." Let's take a quiet moment to let these words settle into our hearts. The wisdom of the Tao reminds us that truth often lives in the spaces between words, in the stillness, in the mystery, and in our shared experience. Each Sunday, we read from a different poem or passage selected by our Sunday discussion lead and posted in our Mighty Networks member community. Our rotating text today was selected by Eric and is On Leadership by Haley Celesi. After it is read aloud, we'll take 5 minutes for reflection before moving into our open discussion where we'll explore both readings together. If you're joining us on YouTube, feel free to share in the live chat what words or ideas from the reading resonate with you. Leadership does not mean domination. The world is always well supplied with people who wish to rule and dominate others. The true leader is a different sort. He seeks effective activity which has a truly beneficent purpose. He inspires others to follow in his wake, and holding aloft the torch of wisdom, leads the way for society to realize its genuinely great aspirations. The art of leadership is in the ability to make people want to work for you, while they are really under no obligation to do so. Leaders are people who raise the standards by which they judge themselves and by which they are willing to be judged. The goal chosen, the objective selected, the requirements imposed are not mainly for their followers alone. The true leader is one who realizes by faith that he is an instrument in the hands of God and dedicates himself to be a guide and inspirer of the nobler sentiments and aspirations of the people. He who has not learned to render prompt and willing service to others will find it difficult to win and keep the goodwill and cooperation of his subordinates. A leader will kindle interest, teach, aid, correct, and inspire. Those whom he leads will cooperate with him in maintaining discipline for the good of the group. He will instruct his followers in the goals toward which to strive and create in them a sense of mutual effort for attaining the goal. Please take out your journals and pens for 5 minutes of reflection. What are you currently being? Where are you currently being an effective leader? And where do you need to step into that role with greater awareness? If you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome to take this moment for reflection as well. You might even share a word or insight in the live stream chat. I'll set my timer for 5 minutes now. Got about 1 minute remaining. Please begin wrapping up your thoughts. As we come out of this time of reflection, I'd like to invite Eric to share a brief reflection with us, integrating today's readings and offering a perspective to carry with us into our discussion.
Thank you, Stephen. It is a pleasure, you all, to be here. Feels like a while. I'm glad to be back in the co-pilot seat here with you, Stephen. Thank you for doing such a great job of working us through the slides. This is such an important topic, and it maybe isn't important for the reasons we might initially assume. So often, when we start discussing this subject of leadership, we immediately start to put our focus out there. We think about our leaders. Oh, these people who are impacting our lives in some way. And we immediately give away an enormous amount of our own power and potential when we do that. And so there's a number of ways that I'd love for us to consider this teaching today, and not just for this discussion, but for all of our lives. We can certainly have a significant focus on this as we come into this week, but this is really a perennial teaching. For those of us who are parents, we know this is all the time. For those of us who are perhaps leaders in our work environment, we know that this is very prescient. But maybe we're not aware that no matter what role we are in, that we are a leader. And in many ways, we are leaders in multiple roles. First thing I would love for us all to consider right here together right now is the reality that we are all leaders in the, let's just call it, psychedelic renaissance or movement that's happening here. And this is a really important consideration for a community like ours. It's very easy for you to look at me or Courtney or Stephen or those who show up, Cindy, I see here, Athena, I saw on the call, anyone that's been through our minister trainings. It's very easy to look at those people and see them as the leaders of Sanctuary. And that's certainly true. And at the same time, if you are involved in this community, you are a leader as well. This is truly at the cutting edge of spiritual growth in our nation. We're going through a massive religious or spiritual evolution. We have seen the poor leadership in religious communities. For the most part, I don't want to be like make too general of a statement, but there's a reason why people have fled churches for the last 60 years. There's a reason why the most important communities across human culture for millennia have been spiritual communities. And yet in the last 60 years, we've seen an enormous drop in that participation. And a big reason for that is because of the misleading of that work. And so now, as we are here at the cusp of reinvigorating this for our country, and it is necessary, there's plenty of research that shows very clearly that longevity, mental health, are both, and many other positive traits of human lives are directly associated with involvement in a spiritually grounded community. We are spiritual beings, period. Even if you can only look at that from a scientific perspective, as has often been my case, and energetic, we are more than material. We do not understand what consciousness is, and yet we know that we are somehow channels of this consciousness. And so, considering the reality that just by showing up to this call, or those of you who are not on this call, watching the recording, watching it from YouTube, or even our members that are just active in different capacities within Sanctuary, we are all leaders in one of the most important societal shifts that we have seen in the last several hundred years. And then when we consider the mental health benefits of psychedelics and the functionality of these sacred medicines, that we are in two different ways, we represent enormous impact and leadership in our world. And with that, I want to really especially thank our sustaining members and our steward members who are donating $175 and $100 a month. That is massively important and valuable in helping keep this community going. huge gratitude for all of our members. And even if you're just visiting in, you're not sure that you want to belong to a community like this, or just checking it out, I appreciate that. We appreciate that so much as well, because it's all energy, it's all momentum. And so, considering that as leaders, what we do is we bring energy into a situation. We help to direct energy in our home lives, in our work lives, in our communities such as this one. So, thank you all for being leaders and stepping up to the plate here and being on this call, or just participating in this community for whatever capacity that is. Most important, though, beyond that, is the leaders that we are in our everyday lives. We do not realize the power that we have when we go to the grocery store, when we show up to work, when we're driving. We are set an example for everyone around us. So if we engage in road rage, or if we are cynical or pessimistic or doubtful of our fellow human beings, then we are setting that tone. We are being leaders in example. Sorry, my children, I think, are having a wrestling match above me, if you're hearing that or no. And that's even that illustrates a form of leadership that I have hoped to embody within Sanctuary and in my life in general. That as I was taught, children are to be seen and not heard, and that is not the world that we want to create. Right? We embrace our families, we embrace our communities, we embrace each other, we embrace. I think transparency is an enormous part of leadership. So there are so many things that I could say about this. The one thing that I want to do really is to frame this conversation that we're going to have in the context of you being a leader for yourself and an example for the world around you. And rather than pointing at the leaders outside and criticizing them and thinking that they should be doing something differently, our power is ours to own. And the last thing I'll say about this is that we cannot be true leaders. This has been really on my mind as I've been studying this teaching and others around the subject for the last few weeks. We cannot be leaders if we are people pleasers. It gets convoluted. We often think that as a leader in any capacity, particularly with our children, I think this comes up for me anyway, that if I'm going to be leading my children then I need to be making sure that they're happy. And that is not the case. A leader's role is not to ensure that all the people around them are happy with what they're doing. A leader's role is to ensure that they are doing their best to channel that divine wisdom that is coming through them and set the right example that we know can be carried into the future and create the world that we want. It is not an easy thing. It's not easy to be in leadership. It's not easy to be in leadership. Sometimes, most importantly, or most specifically, when we're by ourselves, when everybody's gone and you're sitting there at the house and you get to choose. Do you scroll away on TikTok, or do you do something productive? Maybe get out in your garden, maybe journal. These are the moments that really make us leaders, when nobody else is looking. So I'm so curious to hear what you all have to share in this. I deeply, I know not just me, but the community deeply values all of your perspectives, particularly those who we haven't heard from for a while, or those who haven't been with us. We'd love to hear as many new voices as possible. Step into that leadership role. Don't be afraid. You can say whatever you want as long as we're considerate of each other. Stephen's going to walk us through our agreements, I think, before we get into the official discussion. Rebecca, I'll let you come in just as soon as we get those agreements read and have our YouTube live stream cut off. Those of you who join us on YouTube, if you want to check out Sanctuary, you can do so by going to the website sanctuary.org.
Thank you, Eric, for that reflection. As we move forward, we invite each of you to consider what is one insight or question you're carrying with you from today's readings and this reflection. That's what we'll begin exploring together in our discussion. As we move toward our community discussion, we want to extend an invitation to those on live stream. Each week, members from across the country gather in our Zoom space for a rich and thoughtful exploration of the readings, sharing insights, questions, and reflections from their own journeys. These conversations are shaped by curiosity and a shared desire for growth. If you're watching on YouTube and would like to participate in this discussion, we would love to welcome you. You can join the conversation by visiting Psanctuary.org and navigating to the Sunday service page to receive the Zoom link. At Sanctuary, we're building something truly unique in the psychedelic ecosystem, a living community centered on spiritual autonomy, trained peer support, and collective care. The space grows because each of us contributes to it. Like the mycelium supporting the forest, your generosity helps sustain and nourish this community. Every gift strengthens the roots that allows this network to flourish. We would also like to take a moment to thank those who make this community space possible. If you feel called to contribute, you can visit Sanctuary.org and click the Give button anytime. Your support helps us continue creating spaces for learning, growth, and meaningful connection for everyone who gathers here. We'll now take a 5-minute bio break before our discussion begins. While we play some music, we invite you to grab some water, stretch your legs, support our community through donation, or head to Sanctuary.org for the Zoom link to join their exploration.